When the conditioned soul accepts the shelter of the creeper of fruit of activity, he may be elevated by his pious activities to higher planetary systems and thus gain liberation from hellish conditions. But unfortunately, he cannot remain there. After reaping the results of his pious activities, he has to return to the lower planetary systems. In this way, he perpetually goes up and comes down. So, Shukadeva Goswami has told us about all the miseries of material life. And then he says there is one way in which one can work for avoiding misery, and that is fruit of activities. That means performing yajnas and sacrifices. By this, we may go to higher planetary systems and gain some relief from these hellish conditions, but unfortunately, that is not permanent. And after he uses up this investment of his pious activities, he has to come down again. Nowadays, of course, people are too fallen to perform pious activities. Instead, what they'll do is they will study or work hard. This is the creeper of fruit of activity which people are following nowadays. You study hard, work hard. So you may get some results, but again, those results are not permanent. You fall down again. You perpetually go up and down by these ways. So Srila Prabhupada has mentioned that the only way out is to approach a spiritual master, and from him you learn how to render devotional service. And by doing this, we get real happiness. When we take shelter of the Guru by initiation, we get real happiness. And who's the Guru? The Guru is someone who he doesn't just know the scriptures theoretically, but he has realized the conclusion of the scriptures by deliberation. So he clearly sees the actual meaning of the scriptures not just in words, but in experience. So one who has got that kind of realization, he can become a guru. One who is able to actually put the scriptures into practical use for himself and for his disciples. So in this way, when we get mercy of the Guru, then we get the mercy of Krishna and we go back home, back to Godhead. So we are all very fortunate to have got a wonderful, pure devotee, Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami, as spiritual master. And we know very well how completely he has realized the spiritual world and the spiritual truth in every action of his, in every experience of his. We all know that he is perfectly detached from his body and is completely in the spiritual world, but he is not just in a dry way in the spiritual world, saying, oh, everything is Maya. In fact, instead, he is full of life and happiness and sweetness and compassion and mercy. He doesn't force anyone, he doesn't push anyone, he doesn't try to condemn people saying, oh, you are in Maya, this is Maya, that is Maya, this is Maya, that is Maya. Instead, he takes from every person, he takes his strengths. He is not negative and he doesn't keep demeaning people, but he takes the strengths of each person and with love he teaches him or her how to use that in spiritual life in pleasing Krishna. So we are very fortunate, and so all of us, those who are leaders, must follow this path and then give to the others who must in turn become the leaders. This is our Bhakti Vriksha system. Through the parampara from Guru Maharaj, we are passing this on to people, hundreds of people all over the world. And in this way, we are giving this wonderful realization of Guru Maharaja to the newest people so that they experience and apply it in their lives. We saw how little Kapila, who's nicely got so inspired from the time he was born. Before he was born, he's been enrolled in Krishna consciousness, and now he chanted on Purushottam month 55 rounds on a day, offering ghee lamp and doing so many other things. At this age, this means he's clearly, absolutely accepted the message of Guru Maharaj, which he's heard from whoever is speaking to him, and by watching his parents, and he's accepted it and he's just going ahead and following it. So his life is guaranteed, and as long as he keeps following it, and his parents must make sure that they don't deviate his life by trying to get him into fruitive activities to somehow raise him materially, ignoring his Krishna consciousness. They must give full priority to his Krishna consciousness, and then his material life will get, just like a train following an engine, automatically they'll get dragged along and they'll be successful. And so we are so fortunate that we've got this opportunity. We should make full use of it and don't give any more emphasis on fruitive activities. We can let fruitive activities, we may get some happiness out of fruitive activities, but we should not get elated by it. Or we may get some misery out of fruitive activities, but we should not get depressed by it. If we follow this, and if we are concentrating on pleasing Krishna, this holy Purushottam month, our whole life will be successful. Hare Krishna.